Hello and welcome back to another episode on Fichthal, the MaizePlus experiment map. I am taking my daily load of milk to be sold. The highest price is at Milk Intermediaries, which is over there. So this is our destination, and yeah, today is gonna be a day of basically spreading muck and slurry. I need to prepare the fields for the cover crop. I want to use cover crop to hold the soil together and to use it as a natural fertilizer, because in the next season I will only plant corn and maybe some what's it called, sugar beet, because sugar beet is also being used in feed production, and I can use it in TMR mix on the realistic setting. So yeah, I'm gonna have a field or two of sugar beet, because I don't really know how far that will take us, but the rest of the fields are gonna be on corn, so I can make corn silage, and I can also make grain grist, CCM. I'm not exactly sure what the long name for CCM is. But basically you make it in the same mill as you do grain grist. You just put corn kernels in, they get shredded or milled up, and then you put it all into the... Let me just start overloading. Then you put it all into a bunker silo and ferment it, and then you have your feed for the cows. And I think that should take us quite some way. So okay, just under 11,000 for the milk. Our bank account is slowly regenerating. We are still not ready to start silaging the corn or chopping it up. It still has to grow for a bit, but I think it will be ready in a day or two maybe. So in the meantime I will keep selling milk, and I will take care of the fields. Yeah, so I want to spread muck. That's gonna be the first thing on field number 1, so I can cultivate it next time. And I want to spread slurry on all our grass field, because we have mowed them and cleared them, and they are now ready to be helped with some nitrogen, a natural one for that. Still such a fine day, but rain is forecasted for today. I'm gonna use this tractor to spread muck and slurry. I usually use the Fendt, but I think this Deutz needs some legs stretched. It's not good to have your machines rest for too long, because I don't know if you know, but an engine that is unused for a long time, oil usually drips. Well, not exactly drips, but flows down, and it exposes the cylinders inside, and if there is any moisture in the engine, your engine can start rusting. So it's a good idea, especially on these older engines, to turn them over, use them for a bit so they get re-oiled, and every bit of rust, if it has started growing on the cylinders, gets rubbed off. Yeah, because I used to own a Vespa, so that's a Italian motorcycle, an old one that has a gear lever on your left hand. Yeah, and I started the engine every couple months, even during the off season, during the winter, because it was just better for the engine, you know, overall. Already 21 degrees and it's only 8 AM. I think I need to, yeah, disconnect the hoses. You may have noticed that our Valtra tractor is running pretty low on fuel. I'm gonna refill it when I get into that part of the map. So when I take milk to the bakery or the dairy. But for now I think we still have quite enough for the use we intend to do. Even though cultivating does use more fuel than, you know, easier jobs like just pulling a trailer half loaded with milk. Yeah, while I'm loading this, I am thinking of getting myself a Syntask farm stick controller. It would help, probably help immensely with jobs like this, when you need to use the front loader or a telehandler or anything of that sort. So yeah, if any one of you has it, please let me know in the comments. How did you get used to it? How did you set it up? Do you still use mouse for movement or for looking around? Because I have read that it has a button, like a tiny joystick at the top, and that is usually that's usually used for looking around and stuff like that. So yeah, please let me know if you have it. How are you using it? Because you can usually do quite well with the mouse. But on the other hand, when you have something with a longer reach, or it moves the arm slower, you have to readjust the mouse a couple of times before you get to the finishing stage. So yeah, that's why I am thinking of acquiring that. And we can go a bit faster. Not that fast, maybe 10. Yeah, 10 seems to be plenty. Yeah, so I'm thinking that this manure is basically bringing us somewhere in the middle, fertilizer wise. And if we put cover crop in, it should bring us to the green area. So that might mean that I won't even have to use artificial fertilizer, or if I will have to, there's not gonna be a lot of it. Which is perfect, you know, our precision farming score should go up with an approach like this. Let's try turning. So we cover the whole field. Okay. I remember how I used to struggle with these trailer outputs on the corners. I always turned in too quickly or too late to cover the field perfectly, but yeah, I think it's working quite nicely now. You get better with time if you try to improve. If you're just doing it over and over again without giving it any thought, you usually don't really improve on anything in your life. So I mean, in any area of your life, if you just repeat the process without thinking about how you could do it better. Okay, I'm getting all philosophical now. Let's go to time lapse. Alright, all done with the manure. Now to change to the slurry spreader and load it up. I have rebought the hoses. Well, one hose. I still have to get the other one for the fertilizer, liquid fertilizer that's over there. But otherwise, yeah, I have rebought it. Because I had to deinstall when it all got stuck into the ground and I couldn't get it out. But first let me get this trailer with almost, well, not almost, but with 6 cubic meters of manure in it in the shed. This is gonna stink up nicely since it's summer and it's warm and the manure has been tossed around a bit. Okay. Now let me retry this. I think I need to open the valve. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, that should be open now. And we're pumping. Let me see how much slurry I have. 175,000 liters, okay. Yeah, gotta use it. We're still looking quite good on food, by the way. Straw is getting a bit low, but it's still 15,000. I can refill it quite easily. And it looks like our cows, 3 of them, are gonna calve very soon. And others are all pregnant, so I'm expecting my milk production to go way up when they all get calves. Just looking at this gauge. It's a cool thing, you can see how full your tanker is from the outside. And this should be it. You can also hear the pump struggle a little bit. Okay. Now I usually do the farm field, so the smaller meadow that's right next to that farm, this farm first, but that means I have to drive all over the slurried field, so I think I'm gonna take another approach today. And I'm gonna do the over the river meadow first, and then I'm gonna do this one, so I don't drive over a slurry field so much. That's just a quality of life improvement, you know. It doesn't change anything. The tractor is still gonna get dirty, but I think this is gonna be quite good. So it's already July, eh? That's half of a year gone. Okay, let me start. Is it working? It's working. Cool. So this field looks like it's been it's very unevenly nitrogenated. I'm not sure if that's a word, but yeah, you can see on the mini-map it's looking really bad nitrogen wise. So I'm not sure how I can remedy that except to put artificial fertilizer on, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep this farm as natural as possible, as eco, or yeah, as eco as possible. Yeah, this seems to be going pretty nice. nicely. Again, time for a time lapse.
Never let go. I don't need to look no further. You are the one I'm certain. Only one that I'll be holding. When you're loving me, it goes like. Look no further. Look no further.
So the over the river field is done. I still have 60% of the tanker in, so I can use it on the farm field, the farm meadow. But yeah, soil on this side of the river is very high quality and it gives a high production, a high yield. The soil on this side is a little more used up and it's consisted of different soil types, so it gives less production and it needs more maintenance. But yeah, we can squeeze out everything we can. We need to get a little bit more in. Yeah, that's right. This has quite a wide spread, and the manure spreader has a lot narrower spread. So I'm usually taking slurry tanker too close to the edge of the field. It's okay. There is no big harm done or anything like that, but it's a waste, you know. You better use it on your field rather than off it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make another hay cut this year. I did bring in quite a lot of hay previously, but I think it's not gonna be enough to hold us throughout the winter. So yeah, no big harm done or anything like that, but it just needs sorting out. And I was thinking, after I make the seed bed, I should probably lease what are they called, a weeder, with an option to put seed into the ground, because some weeders you can put in the cover crop, and I think that's gonna be the best thing to do, since we want to put in cover crop and I don't really want to waste fuel and everything else with the big seeding machine we have. Yeah, so while I'm refilling the tanker, I will have a look at the weeder options, what we can get for a low price. We are gonna rent it. I'm not gonna buy it because I don't have the funds for that right now. But it's gonna do us good. Just go over the fields real quick and put the cover crop in, so it holds up until spring, when we can start putting corn in. So until then I have to get enough money to buy or rent a planter of some sort, because right now I have a seeder, which is good for grain crops, but it's not good for crops that are put into rows. Oh, that was perfect. Sometimes I even amaze myself. Okay, again, looking at the gauge, and while this is running, I'm gonna check the store. You can check it with me, of course. So, weeder. Let me see, this one doesn't have the option. Also doesn't have the option. This, oops, went too far. This one does. So I can put in, does it say? Yeah, cover crop, this is it. So you can put in grass, canola, or cover crop with this pneumatic Einbuch weeder. Okay, we have also a grainspuller. That's like way cheaper. This one has 9-meter range, and this one is probably less, 4.5. Okay, so that's why it's cheaper. But it looks like it also has a seeder option, and you can put the same crops in. Okay, so I'm gonna use the Einbuch one. and that is after that field number 1 is cultivated, so yeah, I can put the cover crop in. Again, I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again, I have never used cover crops in this game because it really didn't matter, and I just put it into put another crop in the ground, or maybe just leave the field empty. But seeing that precision farming does reward you for that, I am gonna use it. Of course, why not? And since we have so much straw, I don't think I'm gonna use it. It's better to put in something that will actually save us money on fertilizer, bring up our precision farming score, which will raise our product price, so we are gonna be able to sell for more, because they are gonna be more natural, more eco-friendly, and we are also gonna roleplay wise retain the soil, because in real life behind my house there's a field which used to be for grain and corn, so wheat, barley and corn. Every second year was something different in. So for example, one year there was barley, next year there was corn, and next year there was wheat, and next year there was corn. Yeah, they cycled the field, but during the winter it had nothing in, and when heavy rains came and stuff like that, it washed off the soil, which was really unfortunate because it you know, it depleted the soil. That's one thing, and also the other thing is that the houses on the lower end of the field were had mud floods. There's no better way to say it. Yeah, there were mud floods. And now for a few years they put in alfalfa. Thanks Tony again for correcting me on the pronunciation of this. Yeah, they put in oh, I'm sorry, not alfalfa, they put in, come on, what's it called? It's basically the best rabbit feed, and it holds a lot of protein. I know that, but I don't know the name. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna do that while I'm filling the trailer. I'm done with the meadow near the farm. So before I go to the forest meadow, I do want to refill the tanker so I don't go with half empty over there. Okay, let me connect this, start pumping. Clover, okay, I remembered, it's clover. I wanted to check the bales, and I think there are some, yeah, clover bale, clover hay. Yeah, they put in red clover into the field behind the house, and the soil is retained now even when there's heavy rains, there's no floods. So yeah. It's better to put something in the ground during the winter when the weather is not as good as in the summer, to keep your soil in one place. You don't want it wash it out and stuff like that. So yeah, okay, I will make a time lapse of me doing the forest field, and I will check the time, and if there's time I'm gonna do the cultivating of this field. So in the next episode we might be able to put in the cover crop, or might not. It depends on how far we get with corn and with the sugar beet we have on the field over on the other side of the map. Which reminds me, how are these two fields looking? I did check the corn and it's not ready. Field 13 is not ready. It's gonna be ready when it's in dark green stage, and field 63 is also not ready. Okay, so all good on this side. And I think we still have some time to prepare the fields. So there's no I'm done.
It goes like, look no further, look no further. Look no further. It goes like, I believe that we are more. All the world is looking for. Show them all we got it. Never look back, never let go. I don't need to look no further. You are the one I'm certain. Only one that I'll be holding. When you're loving me, you're loving me. It goes like, look no further, look no further. Look no further. It goes like.
All right, all done with the slurry spreading. Now just to put the tanker away. And I want to wash our beautiful Deutz-Fahr tractor. It's done as good today, and the engine is all cleaned up, oiled up, and ready to rest for a while. Probably not gonna rest for long, because I will need a tractor to haul the, what's it called? The chaff from the field to the bunker we have on the other side of the river. So it's gonna be this one, or maybe it's gonna be a Valtra, and I'll use this one to compact the silo and level it up. I'm not sure which one's gonna be doing which work, but these are the biggest two tractors I have, so yeah, one of them is gonna be doing the carting and one of them is gonna be doing the compacting. Let me put it here in the shed, and I'll leave the shed open so it can dry up properly. I don't want any water. Nope, said I'm gonna leave it open. I don't want any water in the tanker, and this is the big weight. Yeah, since today is such a nice, beautiful day, I'm gonna cultivate field number 1. I hope I have enough fuel in here. I think I should have, because this is quite a powerful tractor. But if you remember, the grain grist mill we ran on this tractor actually used, I mean, it was so heavy on the engine that the engine was using like 173 liters per hour, and it took almost half of our fuel tank, just those 3 loads of grain grist we milled. So yeah, it's not a small thing, that grain grist mill. And also, yeah, just to show you, you don't have to use the tractor for this, because you get a stayed truck, and it has a PTO in the back, and this is the same brand as the grain grist mill is. Let me show you real quick. Yeah, so this is also stayed, and you can use this with a truck or a lorry, this one, and you can power it easily. It has 500 horsepower, so yeah, you don't need a tractor to power it. You can use this machine, and it's gonna work just fine. And you can also use this truck to, you know, haul trailers, which is good. And this is another, this one is Doika. You can also use it to power the grain grist mill, but this one is more for what it is it in here? Probably under miscellaneous. You have a you have a Deutz trailer silo that you can transport all types of feed in it. So all types of loose feed. As you can see, you can haul grain, all types of grain, TMR. You can haul basically everything that you need for your productions. Yeah, you see, there's everything inside. So yeah, if you have place for a truck and if you want to, you know, use it, you can simply use that as a power machine, as a powerhouse for the grain grist mill or CCM mill, whatever you have it set on. Okay, now where do we start? I think I want to start over here and then just go up and down the field and then make a circle, maybe 2 headlands. We should be good. Some countries, I'm not sure which exactly, but some countries have actually you have to mandatorily cultivate in the manure or slurry that you spread on your fields. So after you spread them, you have to cultivate the fields to put the stinky stuff in the ground. I don't know if Germany is one of these countries. If you know, let me know, please. But yeah, these are the laws and rules of different countries. I know in my country you can only spread slurry legally when it's forecasted to rain. So it has to be forecasted for rain in the same day or in the next day. Otherwise you are not allowed to spread slurry. So if there is a forecast for good weather the whole week, you are not allowed to put slurry on the ground. Anyway, this is gonna be another time lapse and we'll check out when we're done. Okay, so the field is almost done. I only need to do the headland, and only one. I was very thorough at my pathing. Okay, I do want to lift up the implement here. I wouldn't want to break any tines up. And as I predicted, we had enough fuel. I've had enough fuel. So no worries here. Yeah, got a tree. I might do well with cutting down this tree because it's so close. And probably has roots under here. Okay, I might even do that. Maybe turn it into firewood since I still have that sawmill in my possession. So yeah, next time is gonna be planting the cover crop. Unless we have corn ready. If that's the case, I'm gonna do the silage chopping because I want to have that chaff in the bunker as soon as I can, so I can start producing cow feed. Normally, the realistic one. I really don't want to buy any more feed, but I think I will be forced to. I don't think I will have enough feed to last me until the chaff is all silaged up. So yeah, I might do a trailer load or two of TMR, just straight out buy it, to bridge that gap between our corn silage being ready. We have grass silage ready, it's in there, we have hay, we have straw. I'm not even sure if we can use straw. It would be good because it's a very cheap way to pad out your feed. Okay, and that's done. Field number 1 is cultivated. I have manured and slurried everything I wanted to. And this is it for this episode. So yeah, thank you for watching. Take care. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye.